this is not a balanced budget as it's being sold as. You have about $8 billion worth of cuts and about $16 billion worth of solutions, revenues. And so that doesn't sound like a real balanced way. I mean, we have to look at it a little more detail and see where it is, but it's a difficult budget. Nobody wants to be, you know, with a hatchet in hand going off cutting programs, and yet we absolutely have to do that. The top revenues or top expense that we've had $103 billion in expenditures 4 years ago. The last 3 years we've been operating at $99 billion. We have not cut the scope of government to the level of our revenues. And that's the fundamental problem that we keep seeing. We talk about Groundhog Day. What we see today is nothing different than it was last year, the year before. We're talking about the same things, but now Governor Brown is embracing some of the solutions in the past. But what he's really trying to do is take it to the voters, assuming they're going to do the taxes. We really ought to be looking at what does it look like with the taxes, what does it look like without the taxes, so the voters can make an informed decision, not this, trust me, I'll take care of you later. Governor Brown talked about how the folks of Modoc think differently than the folks of Alameda. Well, guess who we represent? We represent Modoc. And our voters don't have an appetite for it. And it's not just ours, it's the state. I mean, when they passed this in the last election, they didn't pass the VLF tax for parks. They did make it more difficult to raise fees. They have been wanting us to be fiscally responsible. And this budget, while it's a step in the right direction, has a ways to go. So to say that, you know, we'll do the cuts that we should be doing anyway, and by the way, now we feel entitled to have this tax increase, that's all backwards. The voters want us to take care of it. In fact, they gave the majority party what they've been asking for all these years, which is the ability to get a budget with a majority vote. So now we have a Democrat governor, we have a majority vote budget, and all of a sudden they need us because we've been the whipping boy in the past, and they're trying to find a way to make us the bad guy again. Well, our voters, we don't believe the state of California voters have an appetite for raising taxes.